January 14th, 2017. It's dead cold in Finland. The lakes are frozen solid, and under one of them, way out in Lohja, a group of divers is dropping through a hole in the ice, into black water. They're diving Ojamo Mine, and yeah, it sounds cool. It is cool, but it's also the kind of place where people die. This wasn't always a dive site. From 1925 to 1965, Ojamo was a working lime mine, noisy, grimy, dangerous in that old industrial way. When it shut down, the quarry flooded, leaving behind miles of submerged tunnels, like an underground maze, but without the cheese at the end. The tunnels stretch several miles in all directions, tight, dark, and cold. We're talking 39 degrees Fahrenheit year-round. In the summer, algae clouds the water. In the winter, the visibility's better, but you've got a solid sheet of ice above your head. And there's only one way back out. That same hole you came in through. Miss it, and you're not surfacing. So back to this dive. Middle-aged guy, experienced enough to be there, joins a winter group dive. Everything's routine, until it's not. About 30 minutes in, he signals something's wrong. I don't know what. Gear issue, cold shock, panic. He didn't make it back to the surface. Rescue teams got to him fast, like 15 minutes fast. But by then, he was already gone. Resuscitation failed. The dive became a recovery. And the thing is, this wasn't new. Ojamo's got a brutal reputation. Fire Chief Jukka Eklund, who led that recovery, set it straight. Dozens of accidents have happened here. And that's not counting the near misses people don't talk about. What makes it so deadly? It's not just the cold or the depth, though yeah, some sections drop over 820 feet. It's the disorientation, the silence, the false sense of calm. You lose your buddy, your light dims, silt gets kicked up, and suddenly every tunnel looks the same. You're just turning in circles, trying to remember where the exit is, and hoping you're not too late. And here's what blows my mind. People still keep coming back. Every year. Yes, you heard that right. Some of them with GoPros like it's a vacation spot. You get one chance to get it right. And if you screw it up, bro, you're not swimming out of this one. February 6th, 2014. 5 Finnish divers, Kai, Patrick, Vesa, Jari Huotarainen, and Jari Usimäki, stood on the frozen surface of Plura Lake, Norway. The cave is called Pluragrotta, and it's no joke. They've done it before. A few months earlier, they made the full traverse, in one side, out the other. This time, they were starting from the opposite end. Everything was dialed in. High-end gear, backup systems, Trimix breathing gas, scooters, full CCR setups. These weren't weekend warriors. These were elite, technical divers. And yet, it was risky. But they weren't being reckless. 2 divers, Patrick and Huotarainen, went first, cut a hole in the ice, dropped in. Clear water, good visibility, everything looked perfect. They descended through tight, flooded tunnels, cruising on their scooters, dropping deeper and deeper until they hit the low point, about 443 feet down. Pretty wild. They powered down the scooters, took a moment to appreciate the chamber, even switched to bailout rebreathers to practice. Everything was still going to plan. But then came the turn. As they started to ascend, they hit a tight restriction. Patrick swam through, but when he turned around, he couldn't see Huotarainen's light. He waited. Still nothing. Then suddenly, light flashes, up and down, total distress. Huotarainen was stuck, panicking, and burning through oxygen. Patrick swam back, ditched a cylinder, moved his scooter, cleared a snag on Huotarainen's gear, but his friend was still freaking out. And bro, panic at that depth? You're not thinking. You're just surviving. Huotarainen was panicking hard, ripping his reg in and out like he couldn't decide whether to breathe or drown. Then suddenly, Nothing. No mouthpiece. Just raw panic and open water. Patrick tried everything. Pressed a rag into his mouth, purged it, but Huhtainen inhaled water. That was it. Game over. And now Patrick's stuck too. His bailout gear? Still with Huhtainen's body. His dive computer tells him he needs over 6 hours of decompression to get out alive. No way to turn back. No way to warn the others. Just him. And 400 minutes of ice-cold water ahead. Meanwhile, the second team enters. Kai, Vesa, and Jari Yu. They fly through the system. Then Vesa freezes. Huhtainen's body is right there, blocking the only way forward. Jari Yu sees it and loses control. Panic, gas switching, classic signs of oxygen toxicity or carbon dioxide overload. He dies, right next to Huhtainen. Kai tries to calm him, but bro, sometimes there's no calming someone down at 400 plus feet. He sees what's happening, sees Vesa stuck behind them, and makes a brutal call. He leaves them both. All 3 survivors, Patrick, Kai, and Vesa, start ascending. They're under stress, running low on oxygen, skipping decompression stops. And that cold, it's hitting them hard. Kai's scooter dies halfway through. What should have taken 15 minutes now takes 45. And when he finally surfaces, the hole in the ice is gone, covered by a thin sheet of new ice. He smashes through it with his bare hands and drags himself out, completely alone. He thought he was the last one left. But later that night, hours later, he saw a light on in the van. Patrick and Vesa made it too. 2 of their brothers were gone. The police shut the cave down. British rescue divers were flown in. Even they said, nope, too risky. So the Finns said screw it. A few weeks later, in secret, they came back. No media, no permission, just a promise to keep. They went back into that cave, past the same cold, black holes where their friends had died, and pulled them out. No permits, no permission. Just a middle finger to the ban and a promise they refused to break. Let's rewind back to September 1978. 3 American divers, John Graneroff, Mark Granroth, and Donald Mincard, waded into the warm, inviting waters of Voulíagmeni Lake, just south of Athens. It looked peaceful, but right underneath that calm water, a cave system so dangerous it's claimed lives for decades. I'm talking killer currents, unstable tunnels, zero visibility, and chambers that stretch out like an underwater maze. It's not a dive spot, it's a death trap, and bro, these guys had no idea what they were swimming into. 2,000 years ago, a massive earthquake cracked the earth wide open and formed this place. Since then, warm seawater flows in constantly, messing with salinity, messing with light, just creating total chaos under the surface. 14 tunnels branch off the main lake. One of them stretches half a mile underwater. You've got stalagmites, sheer drop-offs, tight squeezes, and endless dead ends. It looks stunning, but in that you'll die here if you blink wrong kind of way. And the danger wasn't new even then. Back in the 1940s, German divers tried mapping it. They didn't come back. So now back to 1978, Jan, Mark, and Donald. They weren't amateurs, but they broke every rule in the cave diving handbook. No guideline, no backup tanks, no proper lights. No plan means no chance. They went in deep, way too deep. And at those depths, something called nitrogen narcosis kicks in. Kind of like being drunk underwater. Your judgment goes sideways. Reaction time slows to nothing. Somewhere in those dark tunnels, they got turned around. Disoriented, panicked, and they never made it back. Rescue teams tried everything, even dumped dye into the lake to trace currents and maybe spot their location. But the flows were too strong, the risks too high. The mission was called off. For almost 30 years, their bodies stayed hidden. Then one day, a local dive club went looking for someone else. And yeah, they found bones, skeletons still in their suits. That's brutal, man.